Okay, so I'm going to breathe and take all of you in. This is an empty coffee cup. You're probably wondering why I have it. I decided not to bring my copy paper notes with me and stick it in my back pocket, so I wrote literally my notes right on this empty coffee cup. So I'm just going to leave it right there just in case. Okay. So my name is Monica Davis, and I'm an artist, a writer, and a possibilitarian. A possibilitarian who believes that being vulnerable with others lifts burdens on both sides. My journey is heartbreak and childhood trauma. It's Iraq's war zone, helplessness, and its stigma. My journey is bipolar disorder and PTSD and a pretty fierce case of anxiety. But ultimately, my journey is about survival and finding hope and sharing my experiences with the world, because the vibrations you create will be returned as an even, look at all of you, greater echo. Okay. So I was born biologically to a man who was the very essence of narcissism and abuse and hate and violence. His nickname is sperm donor because that's pretty much the only contribution he gave to my life. From the age of 3 until I was in my early to mid-20s, my biological father, well, he abused and harassed me. He did not respect my boundaries, he terrorized my free spirit, and he basically gaslighted my sanity with his psychological assault. He became my genetically attached nightmare that I would blame my behaviors and fears and ultimately my mental health crises on. Thankfully, he is not here today. He is not my BFF. The woman I was biologically born to, she is here today, and she's right there. Her name is Pam Davis. Raise your hand. I know, and I'm going to start crying. She is the very essence of grit and courage and love and strength and survival. Mom, I love you. You are my BFF. The man I wasn't biologically born to, he is the very essence of everything dependable and honorable and father-like and all of the words that are awesome. He saved my mom and I when I was young. His name is Mark Davis, and he's right there. Raise your hands. Yeah. Yeah. You are also my BFF, no doubt. So I am lucky to have two amazing, oh my God, parents in my life who raised me to become the woman that I am today despite the traumatic journey that I have experienced. My parents are rock stars, and they have been with me through it all. And let me move on because it's percolating. All right. And I need my coffee cup, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. I'm back. That was emotional. So why am I here today? I am absolutely done being delicate. So I am sharing my raw truth. And I'm with you today sharing the alternative therapies that have helped my mental illness journey. So for me, as you can see, I find immense joy and healing through cycling and running and painting and writing and puppy love. And my work within the military, mental health, and nonprofit communities. And for me, these communities, well, they naturally came together, perfect fit. One of my many hats working in federal civil service for the Army is that of a Master Resilience Trainer, or MRT. I'm able to teach my soldiers an array of resilience skills that literally set the stage for them every single day. They know they have someone to reach out to, someone that cares and loves for them. They know that they have a safe space to just talk it out. They know that I will provide resources, not judgment. I'm doing it again, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm also a social media director for the not-for-profit resilience resource called Project Rebirth. Look us up, projectrebirth.org. We use our mission, which is impactful programs and a suite of documentary films that inspire hope after tragedy and grief and loss within the communities of veterans, first responders, and education. Via my personal social media footprint, I've been able to connect with people across the country, more specifically though, veterans and active military, who began reaching out to me directly in mid-2014. What began with a call or two a month turned into a call or two or three or four a week. Conversations about their experiences, their demons, their lost hope, and nothing but love coming from my end. Have I saved every person? No. Will I save every person? Probably not, considering the statistics. So does that require a massive amount of self-care on my part, considering I too am triggered during these conversations? Hell yes, especially when I find out that someone I love has lost their battle with mental illness. But does that prevent me from connecting with these amazing humans when they choose me to be their person? Heck no. You guys, kindness is free. Sprinkle that shit everywhere and impact someone's life in the most authentic way that I know how. Be their battle buddy. I also fell in love with cycling, like fell in love, hardcore, save my soul type of fall in love with cycling because of our veterans. And I ride with them frequently as another way to share hope and offer stories. Once you witness an American hero physically and or mentally wounded, and they're cycling like 300 or 400 miles right alongside of you, actually better yet, leading the pack. Yes, sorry, not sorry. I have no excuse. Inspired, motivated, empowered. You guys, I was placed on this planet to ignite love and foster hope. And I believe my work within all of these communities has literally proven to fulfill that desire. Okay, so I'm a self-taught painter, and only after returning home from Iraq in 2011 was I really able to find the ability or the outlet to purge my experiences onto canvas. I knew I needed a new approach to healing, and I hadn't painted since I was in grade school. And just 6 months after returning home, I created over 150 pieces, calling them my War Zone Purging Collection, which then launched my artist website, dyoiart.com. What does it stand for? Define Your Own Interpretation Art. Painting saved my life. Like, I stand firmly with the words that if I hadn't found painting, I would not be standing here today with you. And it continues to do so by giving me this gigantic creative outlet to help me continue purging the mental illness journey I experience. Many times the Middle East was frightening, but it was the more frequent quiet times that brought to the surface demons that forced me to remember my childhood trauma. So in 2014, I began to journal. I felt an escape, a direct way to connect with my thoughts and feelings. I started sharing my sayings and quotes with my social media tribe, my writings and my blogs, and just recently became a contributing writer at Thought Catalog. And then, as Matt said, last November, I told my trauma story in public, in detail, for the first time ever. And it was an absolutely nerve-wracking, yes, incredible, purging experience. And you can see that and read that on my website. So I know, right? Check my puppy out, you guys. I know, right? She's like the cutest thing in the entire world. So it has taken me over 20 years to fully come out of my shattered shell, and I can credit each of my alternative therapies for like literally saving my life. Cycling and running, and my fur baby, her name is Amelia Oakley. She'll be 3 in August. However, it's the creative therapies that have been the most freeing for me. So it's the painting and the writing. And then there are my tattoos. In January of this year, I completed a piece of body art, a full back tattoo, that made me realize that this too could be a type of therapy for me. And through the over a year, 17 session process, I shared that journey with my social media tribe through photos and truth bombs that I had uncovered about my emotional state. So you know that quote, the axe forgets what the tree remembers? The axe is the tattoo gun, the tree is my body in pain. Isn't it strange how we decorate pain? This isn't my first tattoo, but it wasn't until this most recent massive piece covering the entire backside of my body and my booty, as you can clearly see, that I was able to uncover this gigantic revelation about myself. Some people cut themselves. I get tattooed. Pretty bold, I know. And I'm still in awe of how strong I am, my pain threshold, and where I can take my mind when under such circumstances. And then there's the phantom pain. So I can go back in time and remember the abuse. And when a situation or a detail is blurry or still to this day super confusing, I remember vividly how scared I was. I can also go back to each tattoo session, every single one of them, and remember it so clearly. My tattoos today give me this sense of feeling alive. It's kind of fucked up, right? But let me tell you how empowering it feels to conquer that pain, to mend the wounds as they heal, and then to what? Let that shit go. And through the pain of all of my body art, I've been able to purge emotions and create these permanent beauty reminders that have helped my growth game journey. And yeah, I get it. Yeah, these choices, they're forever. But you know what else I get? My past is not. And as I age and my skin starts to wrinkle, these permanent beauty reminders will adapt to their new body just as I have to this thing called life. So my truth, living with bipolar disorder, PTSD, and anxiety, is that I'm basically a prostitute of feelings, right? On any given day, I have an amazing high or an amazing low, to laugh out loud sessions, to ugly cries that purge the day. And then there are those manic episodes that, knock me down for days. It's devastating. Yet for me, it's this utterly beautiful human experience. You may have also heard the saying, fighting for peace is like fucking for virginity. Sorry for the profanity. So what do? How do we cope when for many of us, the world today, especially today, is one big emotional trigger? You know what we do? We rise up and we crusade. So I focus on what heals me, what I consider self-care and therapy, so that I can continue to be strong and love humanity no matter how ugly we get. Emotional courage in a time of hatred is absolutely revolutionary. Never apologize for your superpower, because that's what a mental illness is, everybody, a superpower. You are all ambassadors of hope. Thank you.